Your pawn is racing toward promotion. Your opponent's king is chasing it. Will the king catch the pawn? There's a beautiful geometric shortcut that answers this question instantly. It's called the square of the pawn. Here's the rule. Take a pawn, any pawn, and draw an imaginary diagonal line from the pawn to its promotion square. This diagonal is one edge of a square. Now complete the square. For example, the white pawn is on e5. Its promotion square is e8. The diagonal from e5 to the upper corner creates a square from e5 to e8 to the left. The full square covers e5, e6, 7, e8 and extends 4 files to the left, b5, b6, b7, b8. Or you could extend it to the right instead. The rule is simple: if the defending king can step into this square on their next move, the king catches the pawn. If the king cannot step into the square, the pawn promotes. No calculation needed. No counting moves. Just draw the square and check whether the king is inside or can enter. In this position, the pawn is on e5 and the black king is on e8. The king is clearly inside the square. If white pushes the pawn, black's king will catch it. White needs the king to escort it. Let's see the rule in action. White has a pawn on e5 and a king on e1. Black has a king on a1. The square of the e5 pawn extends from e5 to e8 and 4 files wide. So the square covers columns b through e, rows 5 through 8. Black's king is on a1, far outside this square. Even if it's black's move, the king plays king b2, which is still outside the square. The pawn pushes e6, and the king plays king c3, still outside. The pawn pushes e7, king d4, still outside. The pawn reaches e8 and promotes to a queen. The black king never entered the square. This is the beauty of the rule. In a real game, you'd glance at the position and immediately know the king is outside the square, so the pawn promotes. No need to calculate each move. Just draw the square, check the king's position, and you have your answer in 1 second. Now the opposite case. Same pawn on e5, but black's king is on d2 instead. The square of the e5 pawn covers b5 to e5 to e8 to b8. Can black's king enter this square? From d2, black can play king d3, and on the next move king d4 or king e4, entering the square. So black's king catches the pawn. Let's verify by counting moves. The pawn needs 3 moves to promote, e5 to e6 to e7 to e8. Black's king from d2 needs at most 3 diagonal steps to reach e5, e6, or e7. The king arrives in time. This is what the square rule tells us instantly. The king is close enough to enter the square, so it catches the pawn. In a real game, you see this and know, pushing the pawn alone will fail. You need your own king to help escort the pawn, just like we learned in the previous lesson about opposition. The square of the pawn becomes a deadly weapon when combined with the concept of an outside passed pawn. Look at this position. White has a pawn on a4 and a king on f2. Black has a pawn on f4 and a king on f6. White's a-pawn is called an outside passed pawn because it's far from the other pawns. White pushes a4 to a5. Black's king must deal with this threat. Can the black king catch it? The square of the a5 pawn extends from a5 to a8, 4 files wide to d5 through d8. Black's king on f6 is outside the square. But it can step to e6, entering the square. So black plays king e6, entering the square to chase the a-pawn. White pushes a5 to a6. Black plays king d7, staying in the square. White pushes s6 to a7. Black plays king c7, catching the pawn. But here's the trick: while black's king marched all the way from f6 to c7 to catch the a-pawn, white's king walked from f2 to f3 to f4, capturing black's f-pawn. Now white's king is ahead, and white wins. The outside passed pawn was a decoy. It lured the black king away from the real action. In many endgames, both sides have passed pawns racing to promote. Who gets there first? The square of the pawn makes this easy to figure out. White has a pawn on h2, black has a pawn on a7. Without kings, each pawn races to promote. White's pawn needs 6 moves: h2, h3, h4, h5, h6, h7, h8. Black's pawn needs 6 moves too: a7, a6, a5, a4, a3, a2, a1. It's a tie. But who moves first matters. If it's White's turn, White pushes h4, taking advantage of the 2-square first move. Now White's pawn needs 5 more moves, but Black still needs 6. White promotes first. If it's Black's turn, Black pushes a5 with the 2-square move, and Black promotes first. When kings are also on the board, use the square rule to check if either king can catch the enemy pawn. If your king can catch their pawn but their king can't catch yours, you win the race. It's that simple. Test your understanding. White has a pawn on g4 and a king on g1. Black has a king on a4. It's White's turn. White pushes g4 to g5. Does the black king catch it? Draw the square of the g5 pawn. It extends from g5 to g8, which is 4 ranks, so the square goes from d5 to g5 to g8 to d8. Black's king is on a4. Can it enter this square? From a4, Black can go to b5, entering the d5 corner area. Wait, b5 is inside the square. So Black might catch it. Let's count. After g5, Black plays king b5, entering the square. After g6, Black plays king c6. After g7, Black plays king d7. After g8 equals queen, Black's king is on d7, 1 square too late. The pawn promotes. The king entered the square but still couldn't catch it because it needed 1 more move. Always check carefully, the king must be able to reach a square on the pawn's path, not just enter the general square area. Practice these positions and the rule becomes second nature. You now have 3 powerful tools for pawn endgames. First, from the previous lesson, opposition. When kings face each other, the player to move must give ground. Use this to push the defending king aside. Second, key squares. Every pawn has key squares. If your king reaches one, the pawn promotes by force. Use opposition and triangulation to get there. And third, from today, the square of the pawn. Draw the imaginary square from the pawn to its promotion rank. If the defending king can step inside, it catches the pawn. If not, the pawn queens. Together, these 3 tools let you evaluate any king and pawn endgame instantly. You can tell at a glance whether a pawn promotes, whether a king catches a runner, and whether an outside passed pawn is a winning decoy. This is the foundation of endgame play. Professional players use these concepts in every single game. Now you can too. The square of the pawn. Draw an imaginary square from the pawn to its promotion square. If the defending king can step inside, the pawn is caught. If not, it promotes. This simple geometric trick will save you time in games.